Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the By-Tor Show. Hey there, Sparky. I see you. I'm your host, By-Tor, and I think we got a special show planned for today. I hope you can hear me. I think I was having some issues with my mic earlier. Um, First, good job, Sparky. Okay, so welcome to today. Welcome to episode 3. Starting this at a noon stream, which is a little different. I didn't want to um, overlap some of the other podcasts for tonight. So we're going to do a little earlier before the NFL starts. And let me tell you, I am very nervous, very excited for this NFL Sunday. You know why? Because my fantasy team, for where I work, we have 12 teams set up. Sparky, OSU, go OSU, boo Michigan. NFL, my fantasy team, we were 3-7 2 weeks ago, basically bottom of the barrel, and I needed probably 30 things to go right for me to possibly make the playoff, and about 25 of those things have already happened. So all I need this week is, I need to win out my final 2 weeks, this week and next week. I need Susan, my coworker, to lose this week and next week, which it is projected she's going to lose this week at least, because she is stacked up against the most impressive team this year. And then I need somebody else to lose one of the 2 weeks, which could possibly happen this week as well. So if all projections and standings hold this week, it's going to come down to a win next week for me and a loss for Susan. And that would be absolutely crazy for me, being last in the league 2 weeks ago. So hoping for that, looking forward to it. But before we get to NFL Sunday, let's talk about SHL. So like I said on the forum post, I think we got a pretty exciting day today. A few special things today to highlight. First of all, we do have, tried to put together a St. Louis special segment just to highlight and showcase the current season of the St. Louis Scarecrows, of which I am a co-GM under Sparky. I see here Sparky and Zap are in the stream, so hello both of you again. Another special thing today, it not SHL related, it is my wife's birthday, so happy birthday to her. She's working right now, so hopefully she has a great day, and we're gonna hold it down here at home while she's gone. Another special thing near and dear to my own heart is my player, Marcel Beck, officially hit 2,000 TPE yesterday on this latest update, and I am pretty excited about that. That's a milestone that I think everyone would like to get to, and it took a while, but here we are. Let's see. We're going to start off today opening some trading card packs. So let me get this set up here real quick. Let's see here. Okay, we're in. Okay. It took a lot of effort from me this week to not open all these card packs that I bought. 7 days in a row, just buying 3 card packs a day and then not opening any of them is absolute agony. So here we're going to open all of them, all for you. Let's see these 10 Hall of Fame cards we're going to get here. Okay, nothing there. Well, that's a nice Nat Emerson from Baltimore. Ole Olsen, pretty good. Second pack. Okay, Denair. Okay, pack. Ooh, charity card. And yeah, Mike Izzy. I think that's my 3rd Izzy card, which is kind of crazy. Let's see what else. Aurora, nice. Go Winnipeg. Oh, lagging. Puddles O'Duck, one of the best defensemen in the league last year. Good card. Miguel is my teammate now on Winnipeg, so good pickup there. Rick Charlesworth. The only thing I know about Rick Charlesworth is he was an absolute beast in Newfoundland. I think it was Newfoundland. About probably 6 to 8 seasons ago now. Like when I was in the junior league, he was scoring it up, lighting it up. Pretty good card. Now I think he disappeared after Chimkin Wing. That he is on fire this year. So look for him. We're going to talk about him actually later in the show. I got a segment about some things that he shows up in. Olaf Karsikko. Ooh, Chris York. Nice. Awards card. Olaf Karsikko is going to come up again later in the show as well. So look out for him. Chris York. Nice. McDonald Trophy. What trophy is the McDonald Trophy? What am I doing here? Awards. Did I miss it? Oh, there it is. Most goals. Okay. So, and who was it? Chris York? Okay, so that's 42. That's 40. Very nice. Angus. Nice. Me cool. Kyle Sutton. First name, last name. Very nice. Like I said last week, a lot of these players, I have no idea who their users are. No idea who they are. That's a name. Man. Kale Kovlaripavo Kasper Tomevusnapu. There you go. Taylor Petrov, played with her, in Winnipeg for a few seasons. And I also play with Capo Kampanen right now in Winnipeg. Marco's player. Stinky Wink Did Poo Poo. Never heard of him. What is that? Season 29. Nice. I love the name. Love the name. Don't fail me now, internet. I wonder if there's a way. I'm sure the developers have, not developers, but card team have seen how laggy this is sometimes. I wonder if there's a fix of that. I'm not complaining, but it does get kind of slow. Maxwell Kerrigan, second Sucks player. Oh, double. Wow. 2 of them. Okay. Maybe it's a sign for something. Don't know what. We'll see. Okay, this is my last pack. This is where the Hall of Fame comes in. Let's see. Okay, Eagle Victory charity card. Like it. Oh, another Angus. Come on. Okay. No Hall of Fames today. 1 award, 2 charity. I didn't see any other diamond. So we're still stuck on 5 Hall of Fame, 6 award cards. I'm really looking for my Marcel Beck Ryan Jester award card. He won it Rookie of the Year a few years ago. Hoping that card can get made soon and I can pull that one. I don't know if it's made yet. I mean, I don't have it. Not sure if anyone else has it or if it even exists. just going to pull up. I don't remember who has the most cards. I think Mikul has a lot. Let's see if Mikul has a... Well, Mikul isn't even on here. Wow. 7 has quite a bit too. 7's not on here either. Okay. Let's look at Sparky's cards. Sparky, you buy cards often? See it, Theo Morgan, 2 Hall of Famers. Nice. You don't have my Jester card, do you? Nope. Let's look at one more person's collection. If I remember correctly, Carpy's going to have a lot. Maybe not. Okay, well, we'll see. Maybe the Baxter Award card exists. Maybe it doesn't. I'm looking forward to pulling that someday, and hoping for some more awards in the future that might get made into cards. So that's it for the trading cards for today. We're going to switch gears into a second segment that I did some research on this morning. And that is, and some of you may have realized this based on the SHL media that was released, but we have a SHL record that has just been broken. So if you look, Carpy posted a nice article in SHL media about his record-setting performance yesterday, against Hamilton to get 459 regular season wins in the SHL. That is an SHL record. He beat out Michael McFadden, who had 458 wins. Michael McFadden is a Hall of Fame goalie, class of 51. That is Hall of Fame class of 51. Played for Seattle, Edmonton, and Toronto. And McFadden, is one of the better goalies in the league. And now he no longer has a record because Harry Carpet for Toronto, who's played for Toronto his whole career, just broke the SHL regular season wins record. And, Harry Carpet has been chasing down a lot of records recently. So in season 63, he took the total saves record from McFadden. In season 65, he took the total games played by a goalie from McFadden. In season 66, took the shutout record for goalies from Elizabeth Doyle. And now he has the wins record. So he's 4 career all-time goalie records. And just looking through, I don't know if he's going to get another one. Probably not, based on his save percentage stats and all that. Maybe if he hangs around another, 30 seasons, he could break the all-time games played record. But he does have the goalie games played record, just not the overall SHL. But 4 all-time records for one goalie. Is he the GOAT? Possibly, maybe. We'll see. But congratulations, Carpy, on the SHL record. So this segment is just kind of outlining some of the SHL records, some of the career records, some of the single season records that not only were broken this year, but have a chance to be broken later in this year. So I do want to give a shout out to an all-time record plus minus statistic that a current player currently sits on top of the leaderboard for. So Akira Ren broke the all-time plus minus record this season. Ren started at plus 496, which was 2 behind the SHL record Hugh Jazz for 498, so plus 498 to plus 496. Kira Ren has a plus 20 this season, so they're currently sitting at plus 516, which is a record. Now, the plus minus record is, very flexible. It can go down. So depending on when Akira Ren retires, what the rest of their seasons look like, they may not finish with that record. But, I mean, if they want to retire today, they got that record. So shout out to them. The next SHL records that could fall, well, let's pull up the records here. So the next records, all-time records that could fall, is most goals in a season. So the record, no, I take that back. I'm sorry. We'll get to that. All-time records. So these are all mostly by season. So the all-time goals record is held by Esa Enrikinen. Don't know how to say that name, but I'm sure all of you know who it is. They have scored 514 goals over their entire career. That is the all-time record for goals in the SHL. Aaron Wilson is 10 goals behind that at 504 right now. And based on the current pace of the season, they play for Hamilton, the worst team in the league, but they do have 12 goals this year in 34 games halfway through the season. They are on pace for 516 goals this season, Aaron Wilson is, which would break the record of 514. So excited for that. Looking forward to it. Aaron Wilson does hold a lot of SHL records. There's some longevity there. Wilson is also a season away, possibly, from breaking the all-time shots record. So, Aaron Wilson. Oh, here we go. There you go. Enrikinen. I'm going to say Enrikinen. So Enrikinen has 514. Aaron Wilson, this hasn't been updated in a long time, but he is right there, about to break it. Single season records. Single season records that are set to be broken this year. Points in a season. So last year, Dwayne Gretzky had 108 points in a season. This year, Makris the Tater Jaeger is on pace to break that record with many others right behind him. So pulling up the index real quick. Last year, Gretzky had 108 points. Tater Jaeger is on pace for, what is that? About 112 points. So possibly 4 points ahead of Gretzky's last record. Now, New England is a pretty middling team. So Tater Jaeger is getting a lot of the point share from New England right now. We'll see if he can keep that pace up. Even if he can't, other successful teams like Seattle, Winnipeg, Philadelphia, they have some scores right there that are on pace for 106 points, 104 points. So there's possibly in these top 8 players or so, somebody that could break the all-time points record from last year for a season. Not only is the record for points in a season probably going to go down this year, the record for goals in a season is also going to probably go down this year as well. So the current record, all the way back from season 62, so 6 years ago, was Ryuji Minamino with 60 goals in a season. 60 goals in 66 games. As you can see here, Max Manning is on a crazy pace with 37 goals in 33 games, on pace for 74 goals this season, which would crush Minamino's record. Tater Yeager also, again, right there on pace for about 60 goals. And then others very close behind as well. So it's going to be really interesting to watch this race going towards the end of the season to see if Manning can keep up his pace, break that goals record. If others catch up, if others break that record as well, but stay behind Manning. So I do expect that record to go down this year. So goals in a season. Minamino, you had a good run, 6 seasons holding that record. Looks like it might go down this year. Let's see, what else? Similar to points and goals, another record that is set to be broken this season is assists in a season. And I talked about Chimkin earlier in the stream. Chimkin Wing is on pace for 81 assists this year, which would decimate the previous record of 71 assists set in season 65 by Gudmundur Christensen, which is Flu's character or player. So season 65, 3 seasons ago, 71 assists. This year, it's looking like Chimkin Wing might be above 80 assists. He has 40 already. And then again, there's others right there. So Ty Murphy is on pace for 66 assists. Larkin Conway, probably about 60, 59. So we'll see if Chimkin Wing or Ty Murphy can break that record. And I know Ty Murphy, Toronto had a crazy scoring game. Actually, the one that Harry Carpet beat the goals record in. They beat Hamilton 15-4. So I know some of their stats right there. Like Ty Murphy, I think, had 6 points in that game. Not sure if he'll make that record mark, but Chimkin Wing, very possible. I know Buffalo's on a tear this season, much higher than I think everyone expected them to be. So points, goals, assists, all possibly going down this year for single season records. Another record, we're not done yet. Another record that might go down this season is the plus-minus record in a season. So that record was set 9 seasons ago in season 59 by, I don't know how to say these names, Diside Deudi, plus 73. So plus 73, that's absolutely ridiculous in 66 games. But it might not stand. So this year, Jay O'Neill on my very own Winnipeg Aurora, plus 42 in 33 games. That's on pace for 80 plus 84 on the season, which is 9 over the previous record of plus 73. Sammy Michaud is also on pace to break that record as well, around a plus 79 or so. Majestic Moose plus 74 pace, St. Martin plus 73 pace. So we have 3 players plus possibly others that might break that plus minus record this season. And the last season record that might fall this year is games played in one season by a goalie. So in season 57, 11 years ago, Ian Venables played 60 games out of 66, which is, I don't know how you do that, but he did. And this year, we might have somebody that plays more. Olaf Korsico, who I pulled a card from earlier this stream, has played 32 games in New England's 32 out of 34, which is absolutely crazy, which is on pace for 63 games over the season, or 62 games. We'll see. But the previous record is 60. So what's crazy is New England, sitting in 11th place in the league, possibly has 2 players that break single season records, and not in a bad way. So Olaf Korsico breaking the games played record for goalies in a season might go down this year. And Tater Yeager has a few records that he's going after. So good for you, New England. We'll see how it works out. Okay. That was the record segment. So I want to say I would love it if all of these players break these records this year and we have a season 68 breakout where all these records are set in the same season. There are a few records like hits, blocks, shots. I don't know if we're ever going to see those records broken just based on FHM 8, how things are going now. So, for example, the hits record for one season is like 500. And we only have somebody at 93 halfway through the season. So 180 hits and the record is 500. That's something where I don't know if that's ever going to be broken again. But points, goals, assists, I don't think penalty minutes is ever going to be broken. Plus minus, we have a candidate possibly this year. Shots is up in the high 300s. No. Well, I think it's high 300s, and we're on pace for about 320 this year. So that could possibly go down in the future, but nobody on pace this year to break that record. So just overall great play from some players this year in season 68. And I know we've talked about it before, but it is a little crazy that, you know, the commissioners and head office brought down the FHM scoring clip from 6.2 something to 6.1. So less goals scored per game. So you'd think everyone's scoring would actually go down a little bit, but it seems that the higher scoring players are scoring more, the lower scoring players are scoring less, and there's a tear in between. Just as we say in the Western world, the middle class is disappearing, and it very much seems like that right now. In goal scoring, in point scoring, it's very interesting to see. So next segment, I promised Zap I'd do it, and we're going to do it. We're going to look at St. Louis for a few minutes. Just St. Louis. So any non-St. Louis people, you can leave, you can stay, whatever. Okay, so let's go to the Junior League. St. Louis is my favorite Junior League team. I say that probably because I'm the co-GM, and I have to say that. But also because I played there. I have never played for another team other than St. Louis. I have co-GM Carolina, and I love my time there. But St. Louis is my home. And I really have to thank Sparky for that, because when I signed up for the league, what was it? 21 months ago, yesterday, he reached out to me. Blitz signed me to a DFA contract. We haven't looked back since then. So, St. Louis, love you. Doing great this year. Doing better than we did ever when I had a player there. We've done amazing the last 2.5 seasons. So I'm excited to see what we can do this year if we make the playoffs, which is probably likely based on this point in the season. So yeah. So let's see. St. Louis, we're currently sitting in third this season in points percentage. A little lower in actual points scored or points gained, but points percentage is what I look at. So I like that. We win one more game and we're in second, right tied with Maine. So that's good. We're really overachieving if you look at TPE level per team. So some teams like Maine, Regina, those teams have a lot more TPE per player than St. Louis does. But I think what we got going on this season is working. So I'm excited to see how the rest of the season goes. We are 4-6 in the last 10. So we've hit kind of a slump last week and this week. But we're trying to get back on track. We had some roster turnover, some free agent pickups, that sort of thing. So everything's going all right now. I think the main goal being us to just make the playoffs and then see where it goes from there. Ideally, make the playoffs with a first round bye, being division champions. So there is a pretty good chance of that if we keep up our current clip of scoring. So we're 5 points ahead of Vancouver with a game in hand. So if we can just hold tight, keep winning some games, we're looking good. In terms of scoring, we are second in the league in goals per game at 4.61. So you see here the 143 goals scored. That is the second most in the league behind Detroit's crazy 170, which comes out to 5 goals per game. Detroit scoring 5 goals per game when you realize that the sim is set to an average of 6.1 is like bonkers crazy. Which means on average they beat their opponents like 5-2 or something like that. So yeah, St. Louis is sitting in second with 4.61 goals a game. The next highest team is Nevada Battleborn with 3.88 goals per game. So there is a 0.7 goals per game difference between St. Louis at second and Nevada at third. So it's really Detroit in a league of their own, St. Louis just behind, and then Nevada and the rest of the teams. So scoring is not an issue right now for St. Louis. Now, on the other side of the puck, goals against, St. Louis is not the best. They're sitting at 8th in the league, 8 out of 14, with 3.61 goals against per game. For comparison, Detroit is at 2.09. So they're having a great season. Spectacular, amazing, break the averages season. But St. Louis, their rival, not doing so great on the defensive side of the puck, but their scoring right now is making up for that, leading to the second best goal differential in the league right now. So if they can bring those goals against down, I think they have a much better chance to win a lot more games. As I mentioned, St. Louis does currently sit atop the division. So great chance to make the playoffs. And when you make the playoffs, you play the 7 games against one opponent. It's easier to, play to that opponent and know their strengths and weaknesses as opposed to setting up the sim and playing a variety of teams each week. So standings wise, scoring wise, looking great. Could do with goals against going down a little bit. And here we are. So looking into the team itself, you can see a fine distribution of points. Like I said, scoring isn't really our issue. There are a few things that catch my eye. So the first thing that catches my eye is goals. Pretty top-heavy distribution of goals. So you got Bavel Pure, Walt Frazier, and then the trio of Diablo Rose, Jared Legmore, and Matthew Leclaire that really account for most of the scoring. I mean, you got a few goals, decent amount of goals from everyone else. But, I mean, especially Pure and Frazier. I mean, 46 of the goals, which is probably about 30%. of all of our goals go through those two people. It's just pretty crazy. Got to give a shout out to Zap and Matthew Leclerc as a rookie, sitting above a point per game at 33 points, which is fourth on the team. Very good for a rookie. I know that most of the time rookies can expect half a point per game, 2/3 point per game. Really depends on their role and the team they're on and how successful the team is. But having a great season, hopefully looking for that Rookie of the Year nomination and win. Something we could try to work on for Leclerc is upping his shooting. So even though Leclerc is third in points this season, he's sitting right near the bottom in terms of shots taken. So we could do for getting Leclerc some more shots on goal, maybe mix up the tactics a little bit to get some more shots for these lower shooting players. And I know just looking at our tactics and talking with some other people around the league, there are some things that we could do that might help with that. Let's reset here. Something else that catches the eye is face-offs. So we are a very good face-off team. Our main face-off takers are at 63%, 57%, 56%. And then our secondary players are really at 53%, 48%, and then some other stuff. And you can excuse some of these lower ones because they're defensemen, maybe no face-off skill allocated, that sort of thing. But St. Louis, I haven't looked at any of the other teams, but I have to imagine St. Louis is the best face-off team there is in the league. With these, main face-off takers all averaging probably, I don't know, doing math, 59% overall. That's great. That's great. I did showcase last week how I think it's really weird that our defensemen are the top hitters in our league. Still haven't figured that out. It's very interesting. Maybe it is attributing to our success, our wins, based on the lower TPE we have. I'd be interested to look into that. But it is something that catches the eye. Let's see. I do want to look at time on ice. So, as expected, our top 4 defensemen are first, followed by some of our higher TPE forwards. We try to even up the playing time as much as possible, with some variation based on TPE and role and that sort of thing. But I think we have a pretty good distribution to where a lot of players don't get tired by the end of the game, which helps our chance for winning. And then a lot of this time on ice has to do with special teams as well. So like Mercer has four extra minutes of special teams time, which would bring him back down to the average of 20 minutes if you got rid of that. So, let's see here. I do want to look at advance. So something very interesting to me is that our PDO is fairly average, even though we are scoring at a great clip. So this tells me that even though our goals for per 60 are very high, which you can see here is mostly above 4, which is very good. Again, our goals against is also very high. And DeVito and Jim Bob Alabama are our 155 inactive defensemen. So that's our third pair defensemen, and they're giving up, about 4.2 goals against per 60, which is about 1.3 goals per game if you take into account ice time. So if we could lock them down, figure out something to where they don't give up as many goals, which would be hard based on the 155 TPE they have. It might go a long way towards fixing our goals against. Let's see. I know I promised the St. Louis locker room talk about St. Louis and their season and all that, but I just don't know what else there is to talk about. I mean, in a lot of ways, you just need to wait and see what happens. I mean, playoffs is where it's at. I think we have a good chance depending on matchups. I am not looking forward to a playoff matchup if we have to match up against Detroit. I just do not see how anyone beats them in a 7-game series this year. But you never know. Crazier things have happened in FHM. But that would be pretty awesome since St. Louis and Detroit are historical rivals. If they could match up and St. Louis could pull off that upset, that would be pretty great. Just like Ohio State is going to beat Michigan in the playoff this winter, so in January. Now, I haven't actually seen if the college football playoff rankings were released. Maybe it's Tuesday like they usually are. I would be absolutely astonished if they put Alabama in over Ohio State. I don't see how Ohio State doesn't make it. So, let's look at the schedule real quick for St. Louis. So coming up, we got a game against UConn, Colorado, Anchorage, Nevada, Colorado. So nobody. So up until this Detroit-Maine series, I think nothing against the other teams, but I think we could win of these 6 games, probably win 4 or 5 of them. Hopefully we can do that, and that'll set us up in a good spot to maybe steal 2 of these 3, but not get so much in a hole where if we lose all 3, it wouldn't be the end of the world. Let's see. I don't really have too much else to talk about St. Louis. I will, just because Zap, you are watching. Let's give you a quick looky-loo here. Where are you in here? Let's look at Matthew Leclerc. So, okay, here's something. We do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rookies. 8 season 69 rookies, all of whom are performing very well. Walt Frazier is going off, like I just looked at in the points department. Leclerc is doing amazing points department. Yeah, I mean, it's all these rookies. Maybe not. I mean, Peter Sandstrom's still doing okay, so I'm nothing against him. But all of these users are doing absolutely crazy for rookies. So TPE 259 for Zap after his update today. It's very good. Trying to get to that 350 soft cap by the end of the year would be awesome. And then we have 2 season 68s, which I'm glad, and those are 2 top earning players. We're going to have them around for a long time to support this big class of season 69 players. We got another year also of the season 67s. I mean, Diablo Rose, Casey Brady, good players. It's going to hurt losing Pure, Dion, and Mercer next year. But I think just because of this great season 69 class and they're earning, like Leclerc's earning, Frazier's earning, Manus earning, it's going to be great. I think St. Louis can hang around with the big boys for a few seasons more. We were fully expected to be in rebuild right now, but like I said earlier, maybe overreaching, maybe just luck. Don't know, but St. Louis is doing very well this year. And I'm excited to keep it going. Got a question. Any reason you're a number 12, Zap? I'm always curious, or why the render is DeBrincat. I'm always curious people's renders, numbers, that sort of thing. I know when I started out, my render was different from what it is now. Just because I picked some weird player that no one has ever heard of. Oh, is Tom Brady? Is that your render changed? Or okay, number 12 for Brady. Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Tom Brady. I used to not like Tom Brady at all, probably along with everyone else in the world other than Pats fans. But once he moved to Tampa Bay, he was all right in my mind. Kind of like an old, washed up, not necessarily washed up, but old guy moving to Florida. Feel bad for him this year, kind of. They're not doing too well. I know all I want him to do is throw to Mike Evans because Evans is on my fantasy team. And it seems to be working out okay so far. But yeah. Good build for Leclerc. Offensively minded. Good puck handling, shooting accuracy. I mean, for 247, which is less than 100 TP over the base build. Good face-offs. I mean, decent physical ratings. We could probably up some of those. Maybe up checking in the future. But again, that's future stuff. We got a great build going on right now. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. So, yeah, we're going to turn Matthew Leclerc into a great dangler, sniper, forward scoring position player. So, very good. Let's see. I am starting to run out of time a little bit, and I do want to get to some other things. So I want to, maybe it's self-serving. I don't know. I do want to just touch very quickly because I am a little proud of this. Marcel Beck did hit 2,000 TPE yesterday, and I just want to give out a shout out to Sparky for drafting me to St. Louis, and then also drafting me to Winnipeg. Both times. And I ended up in the perfect right spot, to help my activity, help my player progression, and haven't looked back since. So shout out to them. Shout out to everybody that helped, Blitz, everyone in the Winnipeg room. This season's doing great. Beck is possibly up for some awards this year. I know he's killing it in fantasy. Very excited. Very happy. Thank you to everybody that helped. And we'll try to keep that player progression going on so Beck can be a top player for a few seasons to come. Okay, let's get to some questions real quick. Where is it here? I know I have one question from Jess. I did answer these last week, so for next time, right now. Jess, can you talk about Macklemore? Can you say some words about Macklemore and Riley Lewis? What are your thoughts on Macklemore and Riley Lewis? So this comes out of, as everyone may probably know, the Spotify Wrapped came out last week, this week, a few days ago, whatever it was. I don't really listen to Macklemore that much. He's not like my top 20 artists, but there's a site that gives you like a festival lineup based on your artist that you most listen to. it's not through Spotify, but you sign up and you like allow access to Spotify and it makes it for you. And I made mine, and Macklemore Ryan Lewis was on it 3 times. So I don't know what kind of things I'm listening to where it's a different artist for Macklemore Ryan Lewis, but they were on it 3 times. My Macklemore listening experience is the hits, the famous songs. I think my personal favorite is what's it called? The one with the mopeds. Downtown. Yeah, that's probably my favorite Macklemore song. Downtown. I don't know. I like a lot of stuff. I like Thrift Shop. I like again, like the hits. I'm not really deep into his discography and all that, but I do like Macklemore. And as you can see from whoever has seen my Spotify Wrapped, I am very basic when it comes to who I listen to. I mean, like the brightest of stars. So like Taylor Swift, 21 Pilots, Matchbox 20, very rock pop oriented. Olivia Rodrigo, Love Sour, that sort of thing. So I don't listen to any like indie stuff. I do not listen to rap. I do not listen to hip hop. I do not listen to all that stuff. So Macklemore is like that weird. I mean, he's not. I don't know how to describe Macklemore. I'm sure you guys who are more into the hip hop rap spheres can say it, but he's much more basic, So I like Macklemore, whatever. But that's my thoughts on Macklemore. Words about Macklemore. Words. More words. There you go, Jess. That's my view on Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. Yeah, and I will say my 2023 Spotify Wrapped has gotten off to a very good start with me listening to almost the entire Taylor Swift discography at work yesterday, all the way from Taylor Swift through Fearless, Taylor's version, of course, to Speak Now, Red, Reputation, or 1989, Reputation. I got most of the way through Reputation, didn't yet get to Lover, didn't yet get to Folklore or Evermore. I am not the biggest fan of Midnights. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. Some of those songs just give me anxiety. Like, they're not good. I don't know. Some of them are good. Karma is the best song on that album. But yeah, so I am a Taylor Swift stan. Tried to get those tickets. Didn't work out. Not paying $2,000 per ticket to see her in concert. So I don't know. Maybe I'll make it big in the SHL podcast world and Taylor Swift will reach out to me. There you go. How about that? Got a few minutes here. I don't know if this is weird or not, but there's just trying to think of segments, different weird things to do for the podcast, keep it interesting. I wanted to do like a random user selection. So just kind of mess around here, pick a random user, look at their player, look at stuff, shout out, whatever. So just kind of like around here, click one on the Sharks. There you go. You are my weekly shout out for the day. Player Miroslav Kettle. Let's see how you're doing. I think you're in the J. On the Sharks is Vancouver co-GM or GM. Maybe you're in the SHL. There you are. Oops. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, man. Hamilton, like the worst team to be on right now. You are getting some decent time on ice as a rookie. So that's good. Decent time on ice as a rookie. Horrible plus minus. Good power play time. Decent blocks. Decent hits. Hey, I don't know. That's if you get some more points there, I don't know if you could get the Jester Trophy, but maybe get a nomination. So keep it up, man. Yeah. So there's my shout out for the week. Arm the Sharks, Miroslav Kettle. Do that work. Last thing, in closing, I always want to look at the job postings because the league needs help. Newfoundland looking for a co-GM. Again, just like last week, backup updaters, all-star committee members, and just various jobs. I want to point out for myself that World Junior Championship is still hiring some HO members. Need some help there. World Junior Championship is coming up soon. So we're halfway through the SHL season. World Junior Championship hiring posts probably going out in the next week or two. So look out for that. Trying to make a great tournament. I'm going to fix the errors that we had from last season. So it's going to go very smoothly. We're going to have a great time. So look out for that. Let's see. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for hanging out with me for 58 minutes and change. So enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy NFL football. Hopefully my fantasy team racks up 150 points and life will be good. Probably instead of watching NFL, though, I'm probably going to just go back to playing Stellaris like I was doing an hour ago on my very slow, relaxing Sunday. So thanks for all you for coming out. Thanks, Zap. Thanks, Sparky. See you guys later.